Okay, we are back again with Double Trouble. We got both of them here today. We'll see how long they sit up there. They do like to kind of ruin everything, like they are right now. Stop licking yourself, Turk. Don't lick. It's gross. It's very gross. Mimi's got her hair up today, and that usually lasts for about 5 minutes. I'd say, Turk, stop licking. I would say we've most likely got about 5 minutes before Mimi rips her hair out and refuses to sit in the frame. She's a little bit odd. She's my odd girl. Hi, Me. What are you doing? Oh, hi, buddy. Yep. Double trouble. We are back. I'm hoping that this is okay. Because I so desperately want to contribute to the world. Like, I would really like to do something that I feel matters or is worth listening to. Like, I would like for you to leave with a little bit of information or something. And this new form of kind of just talking is really easy on me, and I kind of lazy almost. And for that, I apologize. I just want to be putting stuff out though, and I'm very busy in my real life, my non-internet life, and so it's hard to get as much content out as I want to without feeling overwhelmed. And so I just kind of want to try this, and I will record stuff with actual bits of information as frequently as I possibly can, but in a very narrow attempt to contribute to the world. I thought we could at least like Google some fun facts or something, or we could like Chat GPT something kind of fun. Let's maybe do that. I don't want people to feel like mindless after watching my stuff. I don't want people to feel like it was a waste of time or like you didn't get any kind of information. I'm very much somebody who is like obsessed with knowing about things. I like to just know stuff. Like it's honestly hereditary. My mom is the same way. And so I just don't want you guys to be like wasting your time or just feel like things are like it's stupid to sit here and hang out with us for 20 or 30 minutes because, you know, we can use the tools at hand. We can definitely do that. So let's look up some fun stuff. Let's just look up like some fun psychology facts on the work computer. I feel like this computer is huge. Okay. What do we have today? I really need my glasses. Okay, let's see. Fun psychology facts. Number 1, your brain edits reality in real time. What you see isn't raw footage. Your brain fills in the gaps, smooths over blind spots, and even guesses what should be there. You're watching a live remix, not the original recording. I will totally agree with that too. And the only reason that I'm like for sure 100% is because I didn't realize until COVID how desperately the brain wants to fill in something that feels like familiar or safe. Because when people had half of their faces covered with a mask, I feel like I had such an idea of what this person would look like. And then every now and then I would be like, will you move your mask down? And I would think I was dealing with somebody so hot or so specific. And then they'd pull that mask down and I felt so bad. But there were so many times where I was like, ooh, pull it back up. Just go ahead and put it back up. You know, my brain made you a lot hotter than you are. God, that's awful. But I definitely think that's true. I think the brain is constantly trying to find something familiar or predictable or safe. So yeah, I think that's true. What do you think? Your brain edits reality in real time. I definitely think that's true. Let's move to another one. How about that? Number 2 says you have a blind spot and never notice it. Each eye has a literal hole in its vision where the optic nerve sits. Your brain just paints over it like a master illusionist. No glitch, no warning. That's not psychology. That would be biology. I didn't know that, but I don't think that's a psychological fact. I think that's like optometry fun fact, but sure. Okay. Number 3, multitasking is a myth. What? Multitasking is a myth. Your brain doesn't juggle tasks. It rapidly switches between them like flipping TV channels at high speed. Each switch costs focus and efficiency. Well, I've never been good at multitasking, and I feel like that is just a license to not do it ever. Or when you're like really having trouble multitasking, you can be like, well, I wasn't cut out for that. My brain was not made for doing multiple things at once. Okay, number 4. Smiling can trick your brain into feeling happier. Even a forced smile can nudge your brain towards a better mood. It's like sending fake happy signals that your brain eventually believes. I mean, maybe to an extent. I mean, I'm a big believer in like gratitude, like making lists of things that you're very grateful for, because I do think that like kind of once you push that first domino of gratitude, you start to just automatically notice other things that you're grateful for, or really, I guess, like anything. Like if you're celebrating a win, or you're looking at like all the times you've gotten really lucky, or anything positive that you focus on, you start to notice more of. And definitely negative issues, that would say the same thing would apply. But can smiling actually trick your brain into feeling happier? I don't know. And I definitely feel like when I fake smile, it comes across very much like, I know I'm faking it, and it's not doing much for me, but maybe. I mean, who am I to argue with Chat GPT? Okay, number 5. Dreams help you process emotions. Now, I definitely believe that. During sleep, your brain sorts through feelings like a late night librarian. That's why stressful days often lead to intense dreams. I definitely believe that. My question, though, is do you ever feel like your dreams almost predict things? Because I swear there are times where I will dream like my day ahead, and I'll be going through my day and I'll be like, oh my God, I totally dreamt this last night. I feel like that almost happens too. Dreams are the weirdest thing ever. Like, are they a spiritual component? Is it just like some weird facet of humanhood that we are not meant to understand? Because I just feel like dreams are something that we could be freaking out about a lot. Like, it's very odd that humans have to sleep or animals have to sleep at all. That's a very weird piece of humankind that I've never really fully been able to reconcile. But dreams are so weird, and there's really no way to understand them fully. I just feel like, we have all these like dream interpretation books or dream symbols, and there's still so much mystery surrounding it. It just blows my mind. But yeah, I definitely think dreams can help you process emotions. Okay, number 6. You unconsciously mimic people you like. Absolutely. I've done that my whole life. Even after my brain has like been quote unquote fully developed, I still notice whoever I'm around, I can tend to kind of gravitate towards and kind of mimic, or you start sounding like people, or like married couples that end up having similar mannerisms and stuff like that. Like, I think you just kind of birds of a feather that, or maybe it's like a monkey see monkey do type thing. But this says that this is called the chameleon effect. You might copy someone's posture, tone, or gestures without realizing it. It helps build social bonds. I definitely think that's a thing. I don't know, chameleon effect or like mirroring, because and I think women are probably especially good at this, but like if somebody's sharing something really heavy or emotional, like women, want to lean in, and then we kind of end up mimicking, or like our bodies line up and our faces will kind of match the emotion of whatever's on the face of the person in front of us. I definitely think that's a good thing. And I do think it would help to build social bonds. And I definitely notice myself doing it quite frequently. Okay, what else do we have? First impressions form in seconds. Yes, we know that to be true. Within a few seconds of meeting someone, your brain has already built a rough character profile. Updating the first impression later is surprisingly hard. I'm only like fully sold on this because I do think that Robert Greene has written about this quite frequently, or maybe not frequently, but in depth. In, I think, the 48 Laws, he had a chapter on first impressions. And basically, if somebody perceives you in one way or another, it's very, very hard to rewrite that. And you can use that to your advantage, but be careful because it could also be to your detriment. And I think it was like basically making the point that like if somebody perceives you as an honest person, it takes quite a bit of dishonesty for them to want to rewrite. And part of that is because they don't want to be wrong about their first impression. If I have perceived you as a good person, and after a great deal of time I realize that you're not only am I like, oh man, that sucks, you're a garbage human, I'm also sitting there having to say I was wrong. And humans hate that. What we hate, and maybe this is another like especially women thing, but we absolutely hate having to say the words I was wrong, or furthermore, you were right. Like anything saying I got that incorrect, I don't think we like that. Like there's something to that is, maybe like a psychological thing, like a prideful thing. Maybe it's something that was built into us for some kind of evolutionary benefit, but whatever the case, we hate it. Like, hate saying the words, I was wrong. I don't particularly love it. I will say I've been hyper aware of that for a long time. Like, I know many people who will never admit that they're wrong. It's very abrasive and I don't like it at all. And so I've actually tried to overcompensate the other direction. Just, anytime I was wrong, I'll call it out. I've done that with a few things. Now, this is just an aside, but I've done that with jealousy. And this is where I have my absolute best friend to thank for this, because there was one time, it was my birthday years ago, and I'm sitting at the dinner table with like all my closest girlfriends. We brought up this couple, this super hot couple that we all just can't stand because we're all super jealous of them. We're like dogging on them, just like bitchy people do. And what my friend Lauren, she kind of piped in. She goes, well, I really like them. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Can we change the subject? And I remember wanting to get so irritated at her because I was like, well, why would you not talk shit with us? And then I would just remember thinking, one, I can at least count on Lauren. Like if I'm absent and everybody's talking bad about me, she's going to have my back. And two, the only reason why I don't like these people is because they're super hot. They make a good amount of money. They have beautiful children, like beautiful home, live a beautiful life. Like everything is going quite well for them. And I am seethingly jealous. And so from that point forward, anytime I started to feel that jealous feeling, I'll just call myself out. And it's honestly become like a funny thing. Like I remember the next time that same couple came up, immediately being like, yeah, I don't like them because I'm jealous. And it became funny. And now it's like a thing, like a known thing that I'm super, super envious. But yeah, I think go the other way with it. Like just call yourself out for your jealousy or for when you were wrong or something, and then make a joke out of it. And then that'll take the sting out of it. And it will also make it a little bit funny. And if you can make your friends laugh, then who cares if you were wrong? So there's a fun tip for you. Just try it. Try it. You can get away with anything if you're like kind of in on the joke, I think. Maybe not. Maybe that's incorrect. But we can move on. Number 8, memories change every time you recall them. Your memories aren't locked files. Each time you remember something, your brain subtly rewrites it. Over time, the story can drift. I'm sure that's true. I've actually known this for a long time, that every time you remember something, you're actually remembering the last time you remembered it, if that makes sense. And so I've kind of wondered, like, the things from childhood that you've thought of 5,000 times. I'm like, how have I accidentally rewritten that? And do we have any grasp on reality? Like, even here sitting and talking about all of this, I'm like, do we have any idea what the hell is actually going on? Like, we are just in some weird hodgepodgey simulation. Like, we edit in real time. We have no idea what has happened in our past because we're rewriting our memories. Like, our brain is filling in the blanks no matter what we do. So do we have any clue, like us humans? Is there does anybody know what's going on? Can you tell me if you do? Because I don't think everything is what it seems. We're in some weird, freaky video game, simulation, computer, spiritual world. This isn't real. Nothing's real. Mushroom trip. Nothing is what it seems like ever. So, just I guess do your best. I don't know what to tell you. Do your best. I don't think things are as serious as we make it either. I know there's some pretty heinous shit going on in the world, but I don't think things are quite as intense as we like to make them. I could be wrong though. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. So tell me if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear it. Okay, number 9. Fear can be learned instantly, but unlearned slowly. Touch a hot stove once and your brain installs a permanent nope button, but unlearning fears takes repetition and time. I definitely think that's true. I will say the main thing that I'm thinking when I'm reading this, though, is the nope button, I think, gets installed more frequently than we realize. Because if you use like the hot stove, very common hot stove metaphor or simile or example, I think that it's very, very easy to think, yeah, of course, your brain's going to go to physical danger. And really, a hot stove is often pretty easy to scope out. I think it's more so the emotional interactions, especially when we're young, that our brain is installing note buttons for, and we don't realize it until we're older, or maybe we never realize it. I think it's a lot of the like social settings, emotional traumas that we would have to be much more careful about because they go more unnoticed. Because there are, based on your brain chemistry and your upbringing, your parentage, your social settings, the environment that you live in, there could be quite a few metaphorical hot stove scenarios that you just aren't registering because there are conversations or situations that will give you that same anxiety, visceral fight or flight response. But because it was like some girl that we went to school with, we don't register it as a hot stove, and it totally is. And you could go on forever without ever revisiting that and thinking through that or healing that. And I do agree that healing or unlearning these fears or these scary things, these hot stove moments, I do think that takes some time and some effort and some repetition. And it's hard to isolate all of them because it wasn't an actual hot stove. Obviously, the very outward, overt physical dangers of the world, the brain is going to remember those and say, yeah, not for me. I think it's more the conversational hot stove moments that you got to really, really take the time to unlearn and heal. So, what kind of hot stoves do you have in your life? Anyway, last one, number 10. Decision fatigue is real. Okay, I'm very intrigued by this one. Like, very intrigued by this one. The more choices you make in a day, the worse your decisions get. Your brain gets tired like a phone battery running low and starts taking shortcuts. Okay, again, I've heard this before because a lot of very, very successful people, Steve Jobs, John Paul DeJoria, I think a lot of people that we might not even realize are doing this, they wear the same exact clothing every day. Like these very, very high-powered billionaires and people that have to make a lot of decisions every day, I think they do that intentionally because picking out your clothes in the morning is one less choice you have to make, which gives them, one more good, solid decision per day that they can make with clear mind and sound mind and body type thing. I think that's more common than we realize. And it's a smart move. I wish I could do it, but I'm not going to. I think I wonder if I could like lay out my clothes for the week. And maybe that would be like a girl hack for that. Cause I'm not going to wear the same pair of jeans and a black shirt every single day. But I have heard that. And I do think that your brain is kind of at max capacity, depending on what your day looks like. I will say there's the flip side of that where I don't think people are getting enough mental stimulation, and I don't think that's good either. I think there's got to be like a healthy medium in there where you're making good solid decisions and your brain is being scintillated and you're getting out of your day to day. I think that that's good, but not overwhelmed maybe to the point that you have to wear the same clothing every day. That's probably for a very select few people. Sounds like a man thing to me. I don't see myself wearing the same thing every single day. And who knows? I mean, watch that change in my lifetime, because a lot of times when I say, yeah, that's not for me, I end up doing it 100 times within that month. So maybe if you guys see me getting on here in the exact same clothes every single time, just know that I have had to take a few bites of that old crow that tastes so good. So anyway, hopefully that was like a little bit of some new information, or like some stimulating thoughts. I don't want to be just taking up your time and not giving anything back. So we can do stuff like that. Again, the only reason that I'm like really switching up the way that I do content is because I am very, very busy right now. I have a lot going on, and I don't necessarily have enough time to read like a full book or binge a topic as much as I want to. I haven't even been able to read for fun in the last couple months because I've been studying for this test, which I'm hoping in the next month I will have passed, and I can actually go back to reading some of the things that I love. I wanted to read 50 books this year, and I thought I could so do it, but I've fallen behind so much because the test has been delayed, and it's very hard. It's a very intense test. And so I might have to make that up. I've got like 3 or 4 books that are like almost finished that I can't wait to just plow through as soon as I get done testing and don't have to study all the time. But right now, I'm kind of getting down to the wire. I've got about a month left before I expect to have this done. So I'll get back to reading. And in that time, I'm just going to try really hard to do stuff that I think is helpful for people or interesting. And then the rest of the time, I'm just going to sit here and talk like I know anything about anything. That's my favorite thing to do. It's like, when you had your fake ID and you were so nervous and you had to like hype yourself up and you were like, just pretend to be confident. Like, confidence will throw people off all the time. That's kind of how I feel when I talk on the internet. I'm like, just pretend like you know stuff and people might listen. I really don't know much. I would take most of what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not an expert in anything. I wish so bad that I was one of those people that had like a good long list of credentials and had like specialized in this or spent a great deal of time studying one topic instead of a great deal of time studying tons of different stuff that interests me. But that's where we're at, like for real, where we're at. My list of books that I've read, I think you would laugh. It has literally been everything from like parenting and marriage books to like birthing puppies to like the lymphatic system, marketing books, tons of history books. Like, outrageous how all over the place I am with the things that I like to read. I read stuff about different religions. I love doing that. I read stuff about I've read quite a bit about Catholicism in the last couple months, even the saints and why Catholics believe what they believe. I mean, I'm just all over the damn place, like all over the place. So this will be a nice little break in the like obsession for new information, because I've really had to focus in on I'm studying for things having to do with physical health and fitness. So, which is so interesting. But in the past, when I've been interested in health and fitness, I might read 1 or 2 books and then move on to another topic. And then I'll come back in a couple months to health and fitness. This has been like close to 6 months of just trying to focus on one topic. And for a while I was managing to do that while also getting other books read and bits of information. And in the last month, I've been like, okay, I gotta really buckle down. So as soon as I take that test, I will give you the full rundown on why I decided and what's happened and what I want to do after. But, before we dive into all of that, I would really like to pass. So anyway, thanks for being here. I hope that this is like at all even remotely interesting to you. And I just hope that when you watch one of my videos, I really hope that you leave with something to think about, or my favorite thing to do, which is listen to something and then bring it up in a conversation with a human I know in person. And then they think I'm super smart, but really I just listen to podcasts all day. That's what I want for you. I want you to be able to hear something here and throw it into a conversation in an hour or a day, a week, a month, a year. And somebody goes, oh my God, you are so smart. And you're like, I know that I am. Absolutely. I know that I am. I want you to be able to take this and at least look smart. That's my goal for you. So thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy crap like this, and I will see you soon. We'll be back with more. Mina, do you want to say anything? You have anything to say? Baby girl? Cannot even be bothered. You want to say bye? Okay. She gets really irritated when I irritate her. She gets real mad and she'll leave. She'll leave me. All right. I will see you very soon. Bye.